people on the internet, first of all, thanks to Dave from Cheddar Kong Pao for holding the camera. That thing must be really heavy, and by now he must be hating me. There's also Vlad from Catbig Studios. Hello there. And we're here with Mission Engineering. Mr. Mission, Mr. Engineering, there's no more Mr. Petaluma. Mr. Incorporated. There you go. So, you know Mission. Should I make a missionary joke? Should I? Nah. So, the pedals. You've seen the Aero expression pedal on many of my videos. You've seen the really cool Aero light blue something seafoam with a ground lighting porn pedal on my videos. And we've looked at the 529, the thing that makes with the power from the other thing and the pedals, and then they go eek on my channel. So that's neither a pedal nor an expression, nor does it give power to pedals.
Correct.
And it's not even an amp that makes a sound, right?
Oh no, it does. So it's actually powered. It's a power head. You can use it just like a traditional power head, but what it really does is it converts any regular guitar cabinet with regular guitar drivers into full range. So you can use it with modelers like Stomp, Kemper, Fractal, all those kind of modelers.
So you can use it with all that useless digital crap that you shouldn't buy. But moving on.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry for ruining your pitch. I mean...
No, but fair enough. Everyone has their own opinions, right? But the beauty of this is you can have it sound like a regular guitar cab if you don't want to add anything in. But if you want to brighten something up like an acoustic, or you've got a particular patch that sounds a bit dark, you can brighten it up to any degree. You don't have to add tons of top end to it. You can just add what you want. It's all MIDI controllable, so if your device has snapshots or...
Wait a second, Paul.
Yeah. Cool. If your snapshot, if your device like your the Stomp has snapshots, or Fractal has scenes, I believe, where you recall up things like a particular amp with a compressor and a particular settings, you can actually control this so that it automatically moves to the right amount of FRFR full range that you want, the volume you want for every single one of those snapshots. So every patch can sound just the way you want it without having to tweak in any way the controls. So to illustrate that, so nothing's coming out of here at the moment, it's just out of here only. And then as I bring it up, he says, come on. Pushing the wrong, oh, there you go. It's starting to take everything from 1.5 to 20,000 kilohertz and transfer it to the tweeter in the head, which is why it's getting brighter and brighter and brighter. But you probably wouldn't go the whole way for every guitar setting. It's too bright, but it's perfect for acoustic guitars and things that you want that extra brightness. You'd take it the full way. For regular patches in the guitar, you'd probably back it off about 30%. And as you can hear, it's not subtle, it really does add that top end in. So
I like that I can shut him up with that. I like the volume now. So, okay, couple of things. You've seen the pictures of the Marshall head with the 57 in front of it,
right?
Where the front of house guy was miking the head and everyone's making fun of it.
I haven't seen that, no.
It's a meme on the Instas somewhere, where someone actually on stage, there's the Marshall head and the 412, and the guy actually is miking the head. Well, in this case, that's actually something you can do.
Yeah, that's right, you can.
That's a brilliant idea. Take a normal cab, have a power amp on top of it, but the power amp has a tweeter to add the highs that your cab doesn't. It's a simple concept, but no one else has thought of it.
Nobody else has done it exactly that. And
Because the people from Mission Engineering are brilliant. They are very, very, very brilliant people. Yeah.
exactly.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah, so it also has USB out, so anything you play through it, you can record straight into your DAW. There's a little switch here, you engage it to record out. And because it is a standalone power head, unlike our Geminis, there's XLRs and things in the back, so you can plug in a microphone, a keyboard, because it's full range, right? So you can plug anything into the back of it and treat it not just as a guitar cab. And the idea is, there's a lot of people kind of deciding whether they want to go from traditional tube heads and pedals to the digital, and they're not sure. And probably for a while they had both. They had their new modeler, getting used to it, but they don't really understand it. Well, I'm kind of getting used to it. And they use both. With this, they can use both, right? They can put their regular head on there when they're using their pedal board, and when they are using their modeler, they can put our head on there. So they can get the best of both worlds.
It's a great concept. Looking at the build quality, this almost, it looks boutique. It looks like super high end with like motorized knobs and all that stuff. How much is this?
So we haven't set a price yet, but we're thinking around about the $1,800 mark. And if you think about that, you pay over $2,000 just for a regular power head.
Wait! I gotta stop you right there. But that actually makes a sound.
Yeah.
This still needs the modeler.
No, you can plug into it direct. That's what I was explaining. This is a standalone power head. You can just plug direct in the back and just use it like a power head.
With my guitar.
Yeah.
But there's no preamp.
No, there is. It's all built in. James can probably explain it better, maybe because I'm not the brains of the organisation, right? But my understanding is, do you know the answer to that? Can you just plug your guitar and then play through it?
Yeah, but I mean, then what is shaping the sound of the guitar? There's no distortion. It's not an amp. It's a power amp with a built-in speaker.
It is at this moment, but can you see here it says program?
Yeah.
So what we're going to be bringing out is CAD models, IRs, and we'll be building it into this thing. So you can use it as a standalone, in effect, modeler built in.
My first reaction is, that's a really high price. It's a brilliant idea.
Right.
But that's a really high, because if I wanted something powered, I mean, for that price, I can buy a power amp, I can buy an FRFR speaker. There's options. I'm not gonna be a little bit of an ass.
Yeah,
That price,
okay.
I see that it's a brilliant product. It's amazingly built, but I see the price as a little bit of a problematic.
And if you're right, we'll have to reconsider. So the year that we took developing this, and the way we look at it is not just a power head, right? You've got the USB interface if you want to record through it. You've got the ability to use it with a regular cab or not. You can use it to things like microphones and keyboards.
Let me go into the USB interface thing. See, now I'm a reviewer.
Yeah.
You know me, Paul.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, this is all fine by me, by the way.
He's not offended. We know each other.
Yeah. Not offended at all.
The first thing that I thought of when you said USB, I'm like, well, if we're talking about Helix, Axe-Fx, Kemper, all these things are made to go direct. I don't need this to have a USB if my devices that I use with it, which I already have, otherwise I wouldn't buy this, have a USB out. So that's not something you can sell me on because my Kemper already goes direct.
Well, kind of. So what we want this to be used for is when the USB feature is for people that like home bedroom studio users that don't have expensive recording gear and things like that, but they want to get into recording their own songwriting, that kind of thing. They don't have to buy anything else. This has a 20 up to 24-bit, 192 kilohertz analog to digital converter, which is pristine, analog to digital conversion. Which if they have something running like Studio Band or some free software they've got with their PC, they can use this without having to invest in anything else and start to record it.
Someone that spends $1,900 on this doesn't use free software. With $1,900, you're selling to people that drop money on shit. They're not gonna use Reaper or Audacity. They're very likely will have an audio. At that price point with the look and everything, this is for the guy that already is set up not for the hobbyist. A hobbyist, trust me, doesn't drop that much money on such a specified tool.
Right.
Sorry to burst your bubble.
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, that's why we do this, right? We come to NAMM, we advertise it, we see what people's reaction is, and we'll get a range of reactions. People ask the price. Some people have said to us, that's really good, because they've got in mind what they're going to use it for. Other people, you've got a lot of experience, I respect totally what your opinion is. And I'm taking this all on board, by the way. Will say opposite. And we honestly don't know, right? Because it's brand new for us. We've never done anything like
I think conceptually it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Build quality is brilliant.
So
It's just price that...
So where would you put it at? That's an interesting question.
My feeling would be at $9.99. Even there, maybe, because it's a very special kind of thing that I already have to have other gear for. I have to the cab and the modeling and all this. It's an additional tool to round off the stuff I already have. And if I already dropped all the money, I'm not sure, but it's. Let's let's look at the comments. Tell us what you think, you people that use XFX and Kemper, and the Helix. Tell us what you think.
Yeah, I'll just add one thing though to make sure the comments are balanced. Yep. So we're really aiming at people that don't already have their setup. They don't already have an FRFR cabinet. They don't already have, they're moving from a traditional setup where they already own the cabs. They haven't got to invest in that again because they've already paid out that money, right? They can still enjoy the benefits of both if they're moving into modeling while they're getting used to it by using this. We are going after a specific kind of customer.
Yeah.
We're not saying for a minute we're going to sell hundreds of thousands of these. Well, we wouldn't even if it was, $999 and it did everything you could possibly imagine. We know that. We brought this out specifically for the type of person that is is migrating from traditional pedal board setup, maybe for the first time into modeling, and wants to dip their toe but have the confidence of knowing they can make it sound like a regular tube, like a regular cab if they want. And if you've ever been on these Facebook sites, I'm on like 10 of them, so often you'll actually see the guys using their modelers through a regular cab, and they tell me because they think that FRFR is too bright, it is too shiny, too CD, too polished, whatever. And I get that comment, right? So on our Gemini you can turn that down. But the point is, they therefore go through their regular Marshall or their Fender or whatever because it tones those frequencies down and they prefer it because it's not as bright. But the problem there is you put up a Fender patch and you try to make it sound like and you play it to an actual Marshall, what does it sound like? It's not one or the other, right? So what this allows them to do is kind of experiment, get used to it, use their existing cab.
I get that. Here's another argument.
Right.
The argument for the modelers is convenience.
Yes.
And small, light, move it around.
Yeah.
Now, because anyone playing a modeler would rather play a tube amp. Most people would. They don't want to spend the money because the tube amp is expensive and they don't want to carry it. Now I'm looking at, I have to buy the modeler and some of them are expensive.
Yeah.
I have to carry my guitar cab.
Yeah.
So some of the convenience is already gone. And this is like a normal head. So all of a sudden, and I'm sorry, at that price point, I might as well buy an actual tube head because I have to carry the head. I have to convenience is out the window. Money is out the window. Why would I play a modeler and all this?
So that's my point. So people that have decided they want to commit to changing to modelers because they're getting better and better, right? Things like the Fractal and the new Line 6 and the Kempers are getting so good now. And some people disagree with that. Oh no, it's never going to sound like but they are. That they need something to be able to feel confident to get the sound they want. If they go through just an FRFR, it's maybe too bright that they can't control it. If they go through an existing cab, it's probably too dark, but they prefer that to the brightness. There's nothing to allow them to get that control. This gives them that control. As I said to you earlier on before we started filming, if they have things like snapshots or scenes, they can set this thing up because it's controlled via MIDI, so that every single snapshot scene they pull up the dials move, the amount of brightness changes, the volume changes, so they can have the perfect sound for every single snapshot or scene without having to touch this thing.
I get the point. I want to know what you guys think about this. At that price, I think the concept's great. I want to know what you think about the price point, because that's really interesting information to Paul. We've talked a lot, we Skyped, and he wants to know what you think.
I do.
So don't take forget what I said. It's up to you now.
You can't forget what he says, right? You can never forget what he says.
Come here, man. Thanks to Cheddar for filming. I'll link to the website and animals at the end.